Loktar, oh God, champions, it is I, Hellcream, and I'm here this week to give you a tiny little podcast in comparison to our first one. I know I said I would be keeping these consistent, but I feel like the last one dragged on just a bit too long to keep everybody's interest. So, without further ado, let's jump in with my top post of the week. At the end, I will be doing a little competition with you guys as well, so keep your ears peeled. Keep your eels peeled. You know, keep your eels peeled. Anyway, okay. This one's submitted by Red Cars Park First. Could anyone 1v1 Sargeras? What about a single Titan? Now, I'm a huge fan of the Titans, as is known, and basically this comes down to, once again, Sargeras was chosen as their champion. He was the bodyguard of the Pantheon, and of course, when he went corrupt, none of the Titans really took much action against him. They sort of just tried to convince him. Not try and get him, just convince him. But it's obvious that Sargeras is of questionable, unimaginable power. That I don't think many powers on Azeroth could even stop. We have Aegwynn, who killed the avatar of Sargeras. Elephant, fuck off! We have the elephant of Sargeras. You guys ever seen Sargeras' elephant? It's crazy. It's we have the avatar of Sargeras, which in the book was said that Aegwynn had defeated the Titan in avatar form, which of course meant that he wasn't at his full power, and also Titan Sargeras, avatar guy, the avatar of Sargeras, threw the battle. He wanted to be killed by Aegwynn, so he could go inside her womb and corrupt her, so he could begin his reign of destruction on fucking Azeroth. Because why not? Smooth move. Of course, it left the Burning Legion leaderless, but that's a story for whenever. So, Redcar says, shouts out to Brox. He was just a brave orc with no superpowers. Can anyone we've met in our universe so far, Old God, Powered Deathwing, Lich King, Arthas, Thunder King, etc., go toe-to-toe with the Destroyer of Worlds? This is another one of those, you'd have to see it in-game to believe it sort of thing. I mean, the Lich King was apparently taken down by one swing of the light, even though, you know, people were speculating, was he killed at the Wrathgate with all the chemicals? It looked like he was. And top comment, by Hanadan, you legend. Could anyone go toe-to-toe with the Destroyer of Worlds? Blood DK. Yeah, Blood DK could go toe-to-toe with Sargeras. You guys fucking seen that? You guys seen those guys? And a very, very appropriate comment by Tatterface under nerf, please. On to the serious business. Very nice post, which I took time to read through and think about and evaluate by, sorry if I'm saying this one, We've It's implied in multiple places that should the old gods ever break free, they would be so great a threat that not even Sargeras could defeat them. According to Malfurion Stormrage, the old gods are behind the nightmare corrupting the Emerald Dream. Although the Nightmare Lord in the dream turned out to be the Satyr Lord Xavius or Xavius is how you say it. It is suspected, in bold, that he acted on behalf of a power even greater and darker than Sargeras. It has confirmed that N'Zoth is responsible for the spark of the Emerald Dream Nightmare. Nightmare? You guys ever had Emerald Dream Nightmare? Oh, it's so silky. Oh my god, those night elves, man, they're so good. Oh, it feels like I'm wearing none of it at all. Crassus speculated that the old gods opened the gates of their prison. Even Sargeras would find himself pleading for the peace of death. For I bear an allegiance to powers untouched by time, unmoved by fate. No force on this world or beyond harbors the strength to bend our knee, not even the mighty Legion. It seems, though, Blizzard, through the implementation of these kind of quotes, and the representation of the old gods in-game, are leaning towards the old gods being significantly more powerful than Sargeras. Bear in mind that the AFIK, this has not been confirmed. Also, Magna Adrian, the Guardian of Tirisfal at this time, for those who don't know, fought and defeated the Avatar of Sargeras on her own. However, Sargeras threw the fight. He intentionally lost so he could manipulate Adrian. I only mention this because someone else is bound to bring it all up. To be all the Guardian could 1v1 Sargeras. No, you're wrong. Or you will be. I don't know. Adrian later revealed that she felt she had been extremely arrogant to believe she had truly defeated Sargeras. Also, I've noticed that the old gods are, for one thing, extremely confident they could have Sargeras in a fight. In a, a rumble. A good old Azeroth rumble. And they're quite vocal about it too. Personally, I'd like to see Sargeras slap a bitch. Just like straight up slap those psychedelic space worms like they were nothing. And then everyone on hashtag Team Old God would be like, fuck. And everyone else be able to shrug it off and get to talk shit and get hit. Edit for obligatory frawl. Or Green Jesus. That's how I prefer to him. It's just a very nice post to think about, really. With the current expansion, it's more focused on the time travel and more about the Burning Legion. But the Burning Legion is just the constant threat, and it has been since the end of Pandaria with the legendary quest-shamed Rathian in. So it's very, very nice to see that there's actually some presence behind the Sargeras, behind the old gods. It has been confirmed that there is old god corruption in and on Draenor. As well in a Spires of Relax quest chain as well. Let me know what you guys think. Essentially, I mean, this is a very interesting concept. I mean, it is. I think it's the fact that he's more than likely, or is more in position to be the end game level boss, the end of story boss. The end of Warcraft, it will have to be Sargeras. It has to end with how it started, with the Titans, the first beings, the light, the Naru, all these other things. I think it really has to end with him. So it's more of a case of like, he's a bit overhyped at the moment, if you understand what I mean. He's so big, he's so badass that, could we take him? I mean, we've taken our old gods, but to be honest, in comparison to Sargeras, it has no... it's minimalistic. And even then, the old gods were just putting their fingers out of their prison. Yogg-Saron was just about escaping. The best way I saw somebody put it was, you're slapping the hand of a prisoner reaching for the keys. That is the best way of putting it. And even then, it got really out of hand. So I'm going to stop talking. Let me know what you guys think on that matter. But moving on to the next one. It's quite a fairly new post. It only came out quite recently as well. It still revolves around WoD, still. It's from Oneslive. Or Oneslive. Whatever you prefer, sir. Thank you very much for a nice post. Brought me back a sense of realization while playing this expansion, really. And it's titled, Didn't Kill Jaden succeed in his goals against the WoD timeline? Yes. Correct. In the elephant. Your eyes are blue. It's definitely elephant. Jesus, okay. So, in the original, it was basically, for those who don't know the story, I'll give you a general blurb, read the back of the book kind of thing. Basically, when Velen escaped his homeland, he was chased down by Kil'jaeden, who took it very much to heart that he didn't join Sargeras in his big band of brigades to go shoot up the universe and do crazy space goat things. So, Kil'jaeden took it on himself to go and attack and kill all of them. He'd got sick and tired of chasing them, and every single time the Naru gave word that they were coming, Velen up and left, and the Legion would be too late. So he decided to go in stealthily and take them out, and he fully succeeded when they arrived on the original Draenor. Here's the post. Wasn't the reason that his sights were set on Draenor to begin with the fact he wanted to kill Velen? I thought he used the orcs as a buffer because every time he did a direct invasion with the Burning Legion, Velen and the Draenei managed to flee on their ship. Also, is there anything stopping the Legion from invading Draenor in full force? Rise of the Horde, it implied they could have, but as stated above, refrained. By, oh my god, Polynesia Ficatio? Yeah, Velen is dead. And also, I guess Kil'jaeden's goal is fulfilled. The thing is, in this expansion, it seems like Archimonde is more active than Kil'jaeden, probably because of Azeroth's interference. Sargeras and Archimonde has a huge vendetta against Azeroth because they failed to take over it not once, but twice. Kil'jaeden's goal is properly fulfilled, but the Burning Legion can smack two flies with one stone, Velen's death and Azeroth's fall. And if you check on the screen now, if you're just listening to it, yes, there is confirmation that he is in there with the small toy you get from killing people in and around Talador. In and around, where is the area? In and around this area here, just outside the Spire of Light, this general sort of area here. And you pick up something called the Burning Legion Missive. You've probably all got it before, but it is our command. Lord Mogdafrod, rally your forces, the time is close at hand. Our orc pawns ready the portals into the hearts of Arkandun as I speak. We will devour their souls and usher the full might of our forces. And you get these randomly as well. So, of course, you do get ones that say, oh, hey, we should probably... Come on, kill Jaden, let's go get him. That sort of thing. So, he's definitely more active, is the best way to put it. But the thing is, Archimonde and Sargeras most likely don't want to have this vendetta. You're speaking of any more since the orcs didn't go through the portal to AU Azeroth, which meant Broxigar wasn't able to delay the Legion during the War of the Ancients, which probably resulted in the Legion's victory. And this is where it gets out of hand in the, the whole time traveling orc thing. But there's a very nice post down here that I think got overlooked a bit by Random Mix. I'm just working off the fact that this is actually stated in the first book of the trilogy, that the time traveler's presence somehow altered the timeline in a fundamental way which gave the Legion an advantage, one which they did not have in the original War of the Ancient, where Broxibar and company weren't present. This was in order to try and stop players from going down the "but they weren't there first time" rabbit hole. A whole lot of good that did, since here we are. And to explain why Tyrande and the other Night Elves didn't recognise the orcs in Warcraft 3. If your versions of events were true, we would have even worse time paradox than the alternative. Brox cannot go back in time to save Azeroth if Azeroth is destroyed before he gets there. Therefore, we have to work under the assumption that, in the original MU timeline, Sargeras didn't need to be delayed because the events played out slightly differently. Oh god, Ben Brode's coming. He's so dreamy. This time was then replaced by the newer one, but it seems the events lead to this replacement never occur. Azeroth can still survive because the original timeline acts as a backup of sorts. It's simply Blizzard's, very shoddy, in-universe explanation for the retcon, but it doesn't make any less valid. But yeah, I don't want to do this to devolve into arguments simply because it's so hard to explain properly, so I'm just going to leave with the time travel again. Yes, very well done, very well put. And it's a very iffy question. Did he succeed? I think so. But it's more of a case of how greedy do they want to be? Knowing the Burning Legion, they probably want to get really greedy. We know that Gul'dan is heavily influenced the orcs at the moment. And for those who don't know, in the end of the quest line, so far in the quest line, he's already got Kilrog and his buddies drinking up that blood. So I think the jungle's going to be a nice... Tanaan Jungle is going to be a really nice, big Burning Legion theme. We're going to get back to the Dark Portal, and something's going to go down. But, hey, we'll just see how that plays out. But it'll be interesting to see. What do you guys think on that, really? How do you think the Burning Legion are going to, like... Are they just going to lay back? Are they going to be like, yeah, whatever, take Drain, I'll go for it? Tell me your thoughts. Now, it's competition time, baby. Hellcream. Doing a little new thing with you guys. It's called the Heroes of Hellcream. Sounds very, very, very arrogant, very self-driven. But I've noticed something. During my time on this lore, there's a lot of people who just have a lot of crazy stories. And some of those transpire into the actual World of Warcraft itself. I've heard some hilarious posts. But what I want to know is, throughout your time in the World of Warcraft, who is that hero? Who is the hero you found? It could be anybody. A friend, somebody you just appreciate in game. Just anybody. For me, it was my guild leader last week. We were running Blackrock Foundry on normal. Yeah, call me a casual. I don't care. I have fun with it. And we're going down the second stage of Blackhand, and I was getting absolutely wrecked. I had no idea what was going on with my gear. I was tanking. I was, oh, the hell is going on here? Our guild leader steps in, funny enough, on a blood DK. So there you go, Sargeras material tanking shit. And what he does is he shouts me, TeamSpeak, get up there. And I go, whatever do you mean? He then whispers one of the priests, who then, I wasn't even sure you could do this. He flies me up to the top where all the people are shooting along at the top, and he screams, "Get him, get him, get him, get him." And I go blade storming all around the edge. And we end up having a much easier time. And I got to the end of the fight, and he was sweating, and he was just like, "Oh my god, ugh, why didn't you do that before?" Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know what? I like you. That was just a nice bit of fun in what was a really serious moment. So, what do you guys have? Hell, send me a story. I want to read them out. Well, that's all from me this week. I'll probably do some Heroes gameplay. I've already done one of them. Wasn't wasn't majorly impressed with it, but it was incredibly late at night. Let me know what your thoughts on the situation, guys. Let me know. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend, okay? I hope you all had a great Easter. A shout out to one of my friends whose niece has had a baby this week as well. So, good luck to her, and he's now a great uncle. And, look to our old girl, stay creamy, and, have a good weekend. Bye-bye.